We're talking today with Sorcha Barlow, who is the MS Support and Education Nurse. And you're very, very welcome to Disability Matters.
Thank you so much for having me on the show, John. It means a
It's
lot.
absolutely our pleasure. You might start by telling us a bit about your own role.
Yeah, of course. So I am the support and education nurse working with MS Ireland, and that entails two days a week I'm in their care centre in Bushy Park. It's a respite centre and it's a 12-bed facility for people with MS and other neurological conditions to come to respite. So when I'm there, I see people one-on-one basis, and we just chat through their symptoms, or if they need any help outside the centre, I can refer them on to different services. So that's one of my hats that I wear. And then the other one is basically awareness of MS Ireland and our services and what we do. And I also develop new services within MS Ireland. So it's a very exciting role. I really enjoy it.
Very busy role.
Busy, yeah, definitely. Yeah. So kept going.
You might tell us then what MS is and what the symptoms are.
Yeah, of course. So multiple sclerosis, or MS for short. It's a complex neurological condition, and it affects the central nervous system. So that's the brain and the spinal cord. And in order for our bodies to carry out various motor, sensory, and cognitive functions, our brains send messages through a network of these nerves. And the nerves that make up the network in our brains are coated in a protective layer called myelin. So if you can imagine the kind of insulation on the outside of a phone charger, so that's all like connected. But if you have MS, it results in demyelination. So that means sometimes this protective layer can be worn away. So the messages don't travel the way they should. And that is why the symptoms of MS appear at times, because this interruption is damaged, or this connection is damaged in between the nerves.
Very good. And do we know how many people have it?
So approximately in Ireland there is 10,000, but this is just an approximate. Yeah,
that's a big number.
It's a big number, but we think there's more. There's no actual way of tracking it at the moment. These are the people who just get the medication, so there could be more than 10,000 in Ireland at the moment.
You reckon that that's more than the EU average, less than the EU average?
I think it's about on par with the EU average, but actually the more north you go, the more prevalence MS has. So it's thought to be associated with a lack of vitamin D. And obviously in Ireland, we don't get the sun that much. Well, I can't say it's about today. Today's a lovely day, but mostly we don't get that much sun. So that's one of the risk factors associated with MS. So it's advised for people to take vitamin D if you live in one of those northern hemisphere countries.
MS affects daily life, so it might take a few headings, and you might tell us how their MS affects that heading. So if we start with education.
Education can be affected by MS. Now we're seeing more younger people get diagnosed day to day, but in general, it can affect people's fatigue very much. So it could be really hard to concentrate, or to get up for work or school, or to study in the evenings. It could be hard. So that's one of the ways it is harder, definitely.
What about things like travel and employment? These are big things for people without MS.
Yeah, they're obviously, and it affects people with MS slightly more as they have more issues to deal with on top of just the general life issues. So they have very extreme symptoms from time to time. Like I said, fatigue and cognition as well. Some people might experience forgetfulness. And especially with the fatigue, it's actually like a crushing fatigue. It's really different to tiredness that other people who don't have MS experience. So it's really hard for people to actually imagine what that feels like. I've been told it's like wading through concrete. It's that tired.
Oh, really?
Like that's how intense it is. Yeah. That was just one person who told me, but it's very different to any other type of fatigue that people experience.
Yeah. I was surprised to see that MS can affect intimacy and sexuality.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's one of those symptoms that not a lot of people talk about, but needs to be spoken about more. So it can affect sexual function, sexual drive, and intimacy issues that can arise from that, of course.
What about the emotional issue of MS? The diagnosis must be fairly emotional.
Yeah, definitely. The diagnosis is it's quite hard because people don't know what's to come. That I think
Yeah,
that's the hardest part of it. But if you have an MS nurse or someone you can talk to from MS Ireland, we have community workers all over. It can kind of help to put your mind at ease and in order that that mightn't happen to you. It's all different. It depends on the person and depends on their level of disease. So it mightn't be the worst, but like you don't know how it's going to affect you at the end of the day. So
I get you. Some groups are doing this now. I wanted to ask, is MS Ireland, are people with new diagnosis referred to MS Ireland automatically?
no, so they're not.
Right,
So you get diagnosed in your hospital via your neurologist and your neurology team. But we have been in touch with the MS nurses in the hospitals, and they do have leaflets to give out or information numbers to give out. So if
right.
you ask, sometimes they do mention it, but sometimes you have to ask, or you can just go online as well. So it's yeah,
And knowing the scale of the condition, I would say if I was a nurse, I'd automatically pass these out.
yeah. No, it's really, really important because we have so many services that people don't know about. And
Yeah,
so the MS nurses are like I developed a document that they can give out to people now. So that is starting to be rolled out more. And hopefully they do mention our services to people when they get diagnosed because
yeah.
it is important.
It's actually very interesting, the organization. I read
Yeah.
through all of the website and
Mhm.
there's a huge amount of stuff that you do.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot and everything we put up on the website is all peer reviewed and researched and we all make sure that it's it's
That's
accurate
important, yeah.
information. Yeah,
Maybe get onto the
very.
website just for people listening.
And so you get onto the website by www.ms-society.ie. And we also have an information line. I have the number written down here somewhere.
Well
Um,
done.
I know I don't have it off the top of my head yet. Um, but it is so we have an information line and that is for confidential information and support for anyone affected by MS, including the person themselves or their families if they just had any queries. And if our lady on the information line needs to signpost you on somewhere, she will do that as well.
Very good.
So her number is 0818 233 233. And that's usually Monday to Friday at 9 to 5 hours. So, yeah.
Yeah, and that's all on the website. That number is on the website, yeah?
It is. Yeah,
Yeah.
everything you need is on our website. And it's actually getting a makeover at the moment. So we
Oh,
should
very
have
good, very good.
a new website by the end of the year, hopefully.
Excellent. What advice would you give to somebody who is newly diagnosed?
So yeah, obviously it's a huge diagnosis to get, and it's hard not to think about it too much, but don't try and preempt the future. Just try and take every day step by step and manage your symptoms as best you can and just live as well and healthy as you can and keep a close support network as well. So
And of
that would be
course,
very good.
get in touch with MS Ireland.
And to get in touch with Everest
Of
Ireland. Yeah,
course.
of course.
And the big one is always stay away from Dr. Google.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes there are some good things, but mainly it's not accurate, or you have
Yeah,
to go to the places that have the accurate information. So yeah,
yeah,
Dr. Google is scary.
absolutely. So tell us a bit about MS Ireland. Where was that founded and why?
So it was founded in the 1960s in Dublin, and it was because there was no national charity for people living with MS in Ireland. So we wanted to support people and we wanted to build services for people living with MS. Because obviously we know the way that it's quite hard to get in touch with physiotherapists at the moment,
Right.
and people do have physio, but it could be a while before they see them or they're so busy like the physios at the moment. So we do physio courses for people with MS, mainly online, but a good few in person as well in the West and in other regions. So we kind of just wanted to be a support system for people living with MS,
Yeah,
and that's why it was founded.
brilliant. And what services do you provide?
What services do we provide? Okay, so there's a lot,
There's a
but
big list.
big list. So we do a lot of symptom management. So that could be, like I said, physio exercises. So there's for balance, there's for fatigue, there's a lot of different like spasticity. So people with MS can get spasms sometimes.
Yeah,
So we provide all physio classes for that. Then we provide a fatigue management course, which is run over 6 weeks, and they're being done nationally all the time. And that just helps people live well with their fatigue and how to kind of combat it a bit. We also have a community worker service. So there's a community worker in every single county in Ireland, and they're kind of like a social worker. So if people needed information about employment or anything at all, they can get in touch with their community worker. And then we have our respite centre. So that's where I'm based out of. And we provide respite for people with MS and other neurological conditions as well. So.
very good. And when you say that, you say MS, and they also have to have neurological
So
conditions.
in
No,
the respite centre, we do, yeah. Yeah,
okay,
we provide
very
for
good.
people with other issues such as Parkinson's and other neurological conditions that might arise. But it's mainly MS.
I get you. Tell us about wellness and symptom management. They're really important, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely. So that would be our physiotherapy programs and our fatigue management programs, but also we do a lot of peer support as well. And that makes a person well. I think just meeting other people and knowing that what they're going through isn't like they're not on their
Yeah,
own. And we run a lot of events and different kinds of coffee mornings and things like that. So it all contributes to being well as a
very
person.
good. I think peer support is really the crux of it all. It
It is,
tells
yeah.
it tells people that first of all I'm not alone.
Hmm.
Secondly, there's other people with similar symptoms to what I have, and they're kind of trying to live a full life and that.
Yeah, exactly. And it can be done. It's just, yeah, like you said, peer support is the number one kind of element of that and people being well. So I'd say that would be, yeah, that's one of our top aims is
Brilliant.
good peer support.
What does MS Care Centre do?
So that's the respite centre where I work, and
Okay.
that's the 12-bedded facility. But it's amazing. Like we do a lot of different things. So there's a full-time nurse on it all the time. So if people did need help with their medication, obviously that's covered, and personal care as well. But then we also go out on trips, and there's a jacuzzi, and there's lots of
Wow.
different like events going on, like art classes and singing and things throughout the week. So. Yeah, it's a busy
Brilliant.
place.
Do you ever close it and use the jacuzzi yourself?
I haven't actually.
No.
It's very tempting. Everyone loves the jacuzzi, so
Yeah, of course. Yeah. What areas of research do you get involved in? I
so
think
there's a
re-
lot of,
I think
sorry.
research is just has to happen for every charity.
Oh, it does. So we're part of the AIMS network, and then there's also research going on at the moment in Galway that we're involved in and that we help out with.
Yeah.
We have a research and advocacy officer who's really, really good, and she stays up to date with all the latest research, and
Okay.
so does our information officer. So we're constantly feeding into that and yeah, trying to make things better for people
Do
living
you
with
know
them.
what they're trying actually to do? Are they looking for a cure? Are they looking for
Well, always cure is in the end goal.
yeah,
They're kind of more above what we're doing at the moment, but we're looking into different types of symptom management and also kind of genetic things as well. So
very good.
yeah.
Do you fundraise? Costs a
Yes, people are
fortune. Costs a
yeah,
fortune to do all the great
I know
things
we
and
can't do all
employ
this
you
for
and all
free.
that.
Exactly. We can't do all this for free. So yeah, we have a lot of fundraising going on at the moment. I think our
Yeah,
biggest one is the MS Readathon that happens in about November every year. So that's very, very important. And that will be kind of our main source of fundraising. But we also have things coming up like the May 50K. So
yeah.
people walk, run, or like move for 50 kilometers throughout the month of May. And that's a really big one as well. So yeah, there's things going on all the time.
And people can access them on on the website if they want to
Yeah, you
enter.
can sign up, and also the mini marathon is another one that we push a lot as well, and
That's
we
a
get a lot
big
of
one.
fundraisers doing that. So just want to thank everyone who does give to us and fundraises and keeps us going.
Excellent. All right, at the end of the interview, you'd be delighted. Is
Oh
there
yeah.
anything else you'd like to say before we finish?
No, just thank you so much for having me on, and I really appreciate the talk about like raising more awareness for MS Ireland and what we do, and
Yeah.
really appreciate it. So thank
Yeah,
you,
it's
John.
our pleasure to have you, and I think it's a very interesting subject. As you
Yeah,
said, there's a hell of a lot of people, potentially a hell of a lot of people, either have MS or will have MS.
yeah,
So it's really interesting to hear the ins and outs of it.
yes, it is, and thanks so much for having me on for this chat.
Our pleasure. And last thing, just give out those contact details one more time, please.
Okay, so our information line is 0818 233 233, and our website is www.ms-society.ie.
And I would
That's
certainly recommend going on the website before they change it into something different.
it'll only be better.
Of course it will. So, okay, thanks for talking to us at
No
Disability
worries.
Matters.
Thank you.
It's our pleasure. Thank you.